when Pete was ill and I came in, it changed. That's not true. It was going to change anyway. It's just that a couple of players came in when Pete was poorly. Young Carl Alford came through a great spell. Mick Halliday joined the side, and we just got a couple of wins under our belt, and it went from there. We had a fantastic 3 months.
What do you want me to say?
Like 2-0 to Witton.
You're going to win today.
We'll make it 3-0.
You're definitely going to win today. Yeah, definitely.
Pete, you've chosen your side. There must have been some very difficult decisions in there.
Hardest thing I've ever done in my life, and I've had to make some big decisions. And this, I mean, I'm gutted for the lads I've had to leave out actually.
And those are?
Well, Darren Easton, he's not been playing recently, and he's honest enough to realise he was just about in the frame, but the main one was Gary Stewart. He's been a superb pro, he's done everything I've asked of him virtually all season. He's had his ups and downs, but the last 2 or 3 months he's been an absolute credit. Played in various positions for me, never let me down. But as we all know, 5 won't go into 4. I've had to make the decision, and Colin Rose has just nicked that position in front of Gary Stewart. But it's heartbreaking for him, but also for me.
Obviously you picked a midfield too to face Colchester, so you'll have Colin Rose, Andy Grimshaw, Stuart Anderson and Carl Alford in there.
That's correct.
Yeah. You've picked Rose for his passing ability, presumably?
Very much so. I mean, Gary can pass the ball, there's no question about that. In fact, at times he probably knocks the best ball in the club from wide positions. But I think just the variation that Colin Rose can give us without sort of complicating things. He's a good, excellent passer of the ball. His first touch is good. He's young. He's had the league experience and all that, but it's a new ball game to play for us all actually at Wembley. But the lad's just got so many options on from the way he sets things up for us that he's the pick of the bunch in midfield.
So no thoughts of dropping Gary Stewart down as substitute?
I've looked at that, and as I said, he does give us plenty of options, Gary Stewart, but we're so strong in midfield now that I feel it would only be another option in midfield, and I'll be happy. I think that they'll last the 90 minutes, I'm convinced of that, the 4 midfield players, barring injury. So then I'm looking at the game. I've played the game already in my own mind, and I'm looking at it and thinking that Mike Lukovic worked so hard up front, and it's such a big arena that he's bound. He's only human. He does so much work off the ball that he'll probably blow up with 15 to go. And if that happens, I've got Jim McCluskey. He's big, he's strong. He scored 16 goals this season, and he can just replace him like that. And on the other substitution, where I'd be looking is if both sides get a little bit leggy, and if it means with 35 minutes to go, then I've got probably one of the quickest players in non-league football in Joe Connor. And Joe is a lucky lad, very, very lucky lad. He hasn't done it consistently this season. He's honest enough to realise that, and honest enough, you know, he's told me already how lucky he is to be in the 13. But like I said before, I've already played the game in my own mind. I'm looking at it that it's 0-0 or 1-0 either way, and we just need fresh legs. And I think the midfield will be our strong suit today, and if we need the extra option of going winning the game, then I've got 2 players in Joe Connor with his pace, which will frighten people on there hopefully, and obviously Big Jim can battle and win us important headers, and that's the way I've looked at it. But it's nothing at all. I could have put them in the hat, it wouldn't have mattered really.
And you'll be looking to play the normal Albion game against them this afternoon?
Yeah, I'm hoping it's a better passing game than we've shown of late. There's no reason why it shouldn't be. The surface is obviously superb. It's made for the passing game. The thing is, it's very, very hard to get the ball back once you've given it away. So we've got to make sure that we give the ball to feet, and we go and support, and we give it to feet, and we get plenty of options on. And this is going back to the Colin Rose situation. He can make things happen. He can see early openings. He can knock balls into space as long as people are prepared to run off the ball for him. He's got a quick, alert mind, and likes of Cal Thomas, not so much Mike Lukovic, he'll graft all day, but Cal Thomas has got that extra bit of craft to read the mind of people like Colin Rose, and that's what I'll be looking for today, that we can open them up with 1 or 2 balls in that Colin Rose has read early doors, and obviously Cal Thomas and Mike Luke have got in and obviously capitalised on it.
And just to wind up, it's now, what, about an hour and a half before we get on the coach to go to Wembley? You'll be just waiting to get to the ground now, I would have thought.
Yeah, there's been a few tears shed this morning. I'm not too proud to admit that. Even though I still feel a bit choked, having to make these decisions. But I am a pro manager, and they are semi-pro players. They've got to be made. There's no ideal world when it comes to these terms, football. You have a squad of 16, 17 players, and it's very, very hard and very difficult for me. And as I said from the off, it's the biggest decision I've had to make ever in football, possibly in my life, because it means that much to me. I'm just hoping and praying that the lads do it now. It won't help matters regarding, the families who players are left out. I mean, they'll be down in the dumps, they'll be gutted. I know they won't believe me when they see this interview, but they'll be no more gutted than I was this morning, having to tell these lads. And like I said, the tears were flowing, probably more from me than the players, because I openly just fell apart. I can't handle it at times when I've got to tell people things like, we're not playing at Wembley and this sort of situation, but it's what I'm paid to do, and we've got to get on with it now. I'm still a bit down in the dumps, but come 1:45, 1 o'clock, when we're on that coach, I'll be big enough, and I know I'll be right then, and I'm going to be a proud man too.
Lead him out. Peter, thank you.